video after this show. Uploading recordings. Maybe you hit the wrong button. Okay, here we go. All right, we're live. I think you double clutched the buttons. All right.
I think I did.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, we'll just keep on. We'll roll right on with it. Welcome to the show, everybody. Thank you for joining in on this Wednesday night live. If you're live with us, do a thumbs up and hashtag replay if you're watching the replay. Tonight, me, Will Smith, Real Mr. Will in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, is going to be interviewing the amazing Rachel Pins, and we're going to be bringing you some information about CBD and hemp. And our show is Hemp is Hope, Not Dope. So we're getting right in here. I share a couple of experiences of my own before I ask her a couple questions. I started on some CBD because of a son of mine, and we ended up having some great results. So I do have a personal experience with CBD products and so forth. But Rachel, I would like to ask you, why are you so passionate about educating people on CBD and hemp products?
I feel like it's so misunderstood. Like when I tell people I'm on CBD, they be like, oh, is that legal? Are you on drugs? They're like, shh. And I'm like, that's not a cuss word. Like, it's not illegal. Like, and so I just want to educate everybody that hemp is not a drug. And I know Will can break it down because he not playing with y'all. Like he told you, he have a son with Asperger's. And so he actually did his own research. So can you explain to the people, like, why is it not a drug?
Okay. Well, for one, and there's many with different ways you can go with it. I have to tell the audience, I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor. But for most people, that have no clue about it, and maybe they have had someone in their family who was a quote unquote weed head, and you mentioned CBD or hemp, and they may be like, oh yeah. Ooh. So understand that we have a whole system in our body called the endocannabinoid system. All right. And marijuana, which is a plant, as well as hemp, which is like a sister plant, they both are in the cannabinoid family. But moving forward, we don't have time to go through all the history of the legalization of hemp because hemp is legal. All right. Okay. And marijuana is not legal in most states. So once again, as hemp has become legal and marijuana has become somewhat legal across the country, it just confused people to the max because they're like, what? They don't know what it is and the difference as it is. So, right. From a simplified you won't go to jail version expression to the best of my ability to explain it, is that marijuana is going to have over or more than 0.03% of what they call THC. That's the part of the plant that gives you the psychological effects, the high feeling, okay? The high effects, all right? They don't want you to drive, if you've been smoking marijuana and you've consumed too much THC. Hey, we have another special guest on tonight. We welcome Miss April to the show tonight. Hemp is hope, not dope. Yes. All right, so before I lose my train of thought, so, jumping back over to hemp, okay? Hemp has been made legal. They never should have been illegal because it's a healthy flower, okay? But in the simplified expression of it, hemp is going to be um, it's going to have less than 0.03 percent of THC. So you can consume it. You can consume it in your salads. You can blend it up with your beverages and put it in your smoothie. It's going to be healthy for you, and in many cases, it's going to help you with inflammation. It can help you with anxiety and things like that. But we have a whole endocannabinoid system that we've been getting into on some of the shows. So go back and watch some of the previous shows and stay tuned with us in the future.
Yes, definitely.
And so I wanted him to go into detail because his question was, why am I so passionate about educating people on hemp oils and CBD? So I have a disorder called fibromyalgia. In my personal opinion, please nobody attack me in the comments. I feel like they didn't figure out nothing was wrong with it. It's like, let's just throw out this disorder on her because she is getting on our nerve. And that's what I feel like. Like I went months and months to the doctor and they were just like, boop, you got fibromyalgia. This is what you have. And they put me on medications. And anybody who know me, I own a daycare. So at that time, I think I had 9 employees. I think we had over 60 kids. I was in my process of writing I think I was done writing my first book. So I had a plethora of things going on my plate. Okay. I had a lot. I'm a mother of 4. I have a son with sickle cell disease. I have a husband, and they put me on this medicine, and I was a straight dumb zombie. Like, I was like
a zombie.
Like, what?
Like what did just happen?
Like what? Like, my thought process was off. My creativity was off. Like, I didn't like it. And then I went into a depression because because the medication, you can tell that something's wrong with you, but you can't fix it because you don't have the drive or the know-how to get from the unstuckness. So I'm living in this body, but I can't figure out how to get out. Like, it's like I'm looking at myself going, get up, Piz, tag team. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. So I'm getting up every day, and I started crying every day, and I was miserable, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. And so, to make a long story short, I was like, I don't want to live here. I don't want to live in this place of anxiety meds, pain meds, opioids, high blood pressures. I mean, I'm having seizures. I'm having pain. I mean, I am going through the ringer. And so I started researching. And so I'm going to bleep that part out. So, because I'm in a state that's weed is illegal. And so I started researching. They was like, marijuana, weed. So I was like, I'm going to do that because it's green. And then I thought I could fly. And I was like, oh, I could fly. Right? And I was like, wait a minute. Maybe weed is not for me. And I'm not knocking. Everybody can do things different. So I didn't advocate to my doctor to be on marijuana because I realized I can't be on marijuana. Because marijuana was just like being on the prescription drugs to me. The prescription drugs had me on such a low, and the marijuana had me, I think I could fly. I think I could.
There was no happy medium for you.
There was not a medium for me. And so as I started looking and trying to find my way, I ran into CBD. And when I ran into CBD, it took, I wasn't as blessed as Miss April. Y'all hear her story in a minute. If y'all haven't, go rewatch the show. And Will's story, their stories are amazing. Like April instantly had relief from her CBD. Will's son instantly had relief from his Asperger's. Your girl, but I'm gonna be honest with you, and this is an aha moment, like right this second. Do you know that I maybe had instant relief and I just never knew it? Because it's so subtle. Because it's so subtle. Because I'm not different. I'm just better.
That's the only way I can ever explain it. My husband
I'm
does
just
the same
better.
thing. I'm not different. I can't explain it. I'm just better.
I'm just better. And so, with that being said, that's the reason why I'm an advocate for CBD. I'm an advocate for hemp oils, because I know that pain medicine is not for your girl. I know that marijuana is not for your girl. And I know that these are not drugs. And I want to get it out there because there's somebody, I feel you. Like I can feel them right here. I feel you on those drugs, and you're just in your bed looking like, I know there's more for me. And you can't even be more because the medication have you so here.
Yeah.
And there's somebody else out there. I'm reaching my hands out to you. If you can see me on live, you're using drugs, you're drinking alcohol, babysitting yourself. Come over here to the CBC, the CBD and the hemp side. It's just so much better.
Yeah.
Right. Rachel, I want to ask you something, but right quick, I want to get a little bit of info from April. I know she knows about the endocannabinoid system.
Yes.
Could you just share a little bit about the endocannabinoid system? Because most people don't know that that's a system in our body.
Yeah, so we have a large neurotransmitter system in our body, and it's called endocannabinoid system. And there's receptors for this system all over, from our head to our glands to our tissues. A lot of them are based in our head and our guts, but they go all the way down to your toes pretty much. And what CBD does is it goes in and connects to those receptors with something called a CB1 and a CB2. And those are where the location landing places that I call them, they're really the receptors, are located. And the CBD goes directly to them and replenishes what the endocannabinoid system might not be making on its own anymore. So a lot of what we go through in our neurological system, in our neurotransmitters, are where our bodies have a little bit of a depletion from what that endocannabinoid system creates for our body. So what CBD does is replace that, replaces and replenishes what our body might not make anymore. And that is why we feel better, and not like on drugs or on marijuana. We don't feel high because it's replacing what's either already supposed to be there or might have already been there before. And our body maybe just stopped creating it with age or with abuse to our body, such as alcohol and drugs, or overworking ourselves. A lot of the stuff in our food, some things aren't really that good for us. So toxins, parabens, all these things knock a little bit out of us little by little, right? That's why it's so important to kind of go into that holistic world a little bit, reading labels and all that, because even so much as our endocannabinoid system gets knocked out from all those things, and then CBD goes in and replaces it.
Wow.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to ask Rachel about fibromyalgia. And you can just share with us from the doctor's perspective, the chiropractor perspective, the holistic lady down the street perspective, or your own. But can you just tell us so that we get a better understanding and our viewers get a better understanding of what you have had as far as fibromyalgia and affecting you and all? What is it?
If you Google it, it says it's a.
I've got some info on it too.
It says it's a widespread muscle and pain tendency. Oh my goodness! Wait, it's a widespread pain disorder. Okay, and then the way they explained it to me was that there's no test for it, and it doesn't damage any parts of your body, and so I'm very in tune with my body. Okay. I'm very in tune with my body. And so I started taking pictures of my body when things hurt. And I noticed when I have pain in certain spots, you can see it. I notice when I start having signals in my hands, when my hands or feet are hurting, I can actually see the difference in my hands from other pictures. So there is a difference. You can see patients with fibromyalgia. The reason you can't see it as a doctor is because you don't know me as a patient.
Well, I also think they don't understand it.
Exactly.
They don't understand it. It'll tell you right in Google, there is very little that they understand about the disorder.
And it is. And it's so you can't really get mad at somebody from the lack of understanding. Right. And so what I don't get mad. I know April. So instead of me getting upset with anybody for not understanding my disorder, what I do is I do my own research.
Right.
And so when I go to the doctor, I tell my doctor this and this. So I pull a blood work. I know for a fact, because I'm in the fibromyalgia group, our blood work is horrible. You can match our blood work. We're in line with MS patients.
Mm-hmm.
We go neck to neck with lupus patients. We go neck to neck with autoimmune patients.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a fact. I'm not even a doctor. I'm a research Googleologist. Okay, made that word up just now. So, but real life, if every single person who have fibromyalgia, the reason why they doctors even cared enough to do more research, because their numbers are off.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? Our numbers are off, which means there is something wrong. Yes, you have to be proactive in your own healthcare. Thank you, Shay, because it's true. Okay, and so every patient with fibromyalgia, our numbers are off. So don't say that there's nothing you can tell. There's something wrong with this.
Right.
So for you to say, oh, let's just make up some stuff, baby, there's nothing wrong with me. Because I want to be healthy. I don't have any type of disorder. Like, I think I want my leg to hurt today. I think I want my eyelashes to hurt today. Right? So
Wow.
No, the doctors truly don't understand the disorder. And a lot of times they, sorry about my background and stuff today. I was in a crazy hurry. So I just jumped on and kind of slid in. Like I didn't double check nothing. The whole house could be crazy behind me. I don't even know. But anyway, the doctors don't truly understand the disorder. And sometimes when they can't find what is actually going on, the last resort will be fibromyalgia. And what's actually happening is your neurotransmitters and your neurons in your body are misfiring.
Mm-hmm.
And it tells your brain something's wrong in the body. And it creates the inflammation. It creates the problems down in the spine, which create the nerve endings. So like they look into you and there's no technical damage to your nerves, but your nerves are causing pain. So they just can't understand it. It's almost like a medical mystery, fibromyalgia.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm guessing another reason that another reason why the CBD works for it is because it goes because endocannabinoid is a neurotransmitter in our body, and it connects with our neurotransmitters that are misfiring in relation to fibromyalgia. So I'm wondering if it kind of latches on to when it's misfiring and just kind of calms it, maybe coats it. I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm not a doctor. These are just things based on my research that I'm coming across. I'm reading a lot of articles. I'm seeing a lot of things with the CBD and the fibromyalgia that would make sense to me. A lot of people with fibromyalgia, like you said, your blood works all relate to MS and autoimmune, and a lot of those cause inflammation. So another thing I believe is, since CBD triggers inflammation so well, it goes in and it really targets an inflammation, which maybe takes some pressure off those misfiring nerves. I'm not 100% sure because doctors don't really research a lot of CBD unless they do it on their own. They're not really funded for it. So a lot of those studies that go on, they're funded for it. If you're not funded for it, they don't have the funds and resources to do a lot of that. So people have to go like AWOL and do it on their own. And that's why you don't see a ton. You see some, but you don't see a ton. And, that's a whole nother topic.
And that's why I'm being an advocate, because I'm not telling anybody. I'm not telling anybody that CBD works because April told me or because Will told me. I'm telling you from a person. I have a sauna that I bought from Amazon that I keep in my bedroom, used to keep in my bedroom, or it's inside my husband's studio that I'm in right now behind me, or somewhere in my house. And I used to have to be in that sauna once or twice. That's a lie. At least 3 or 4 times a week. And for those who don't know what that means, infrared sauna helps with inflammation inside my body.
Mm-hmm.
Because I used to cry. I see Shay on here. I used to cry. I used to be in so much inflammation pain.
Yeah.
My eyelashes used to hurt. My hair follicles used to hurt. I'd be like, I can't. I weigh 127, but my thighs, the in between my thighs hurt. Like they're not even rubbing together. Like in between my thighs hurt. In between my thighs hurt. People be like, You don't even weigh nothing for her. I don't know if they don't like each other right now,
Wow.
right? And
Yeah.
so it's silly things that just doesn't make sense, and it hurts.
Right.
And I don't mean like the little bitty punk hurt. I'm talking about the and so I used to live. I be on the phone like this in the infrared sauna, right? Because I still got to live my life. And so if you better want to read that when I get through talking, you can. And so, to make a long story short, I have not been in my infrared sauna. I want to say it's been like, I would have to go look at Facebook to see when the last time I posted it. I haven't been in my infrared sauna in like 3 months. And the only thing I did was up my CBD intake.
Yeah.
So I do my, hold on for you. I do my coffee, I do gummies now, and I do drops. With those 3, I am not even on the sauna. And
That's
so
amazing.
I don't know if anybody want to read it, you can.
So, well, that was kind of like my next question for you, Rachel, as far as how has CBD and hemp actually helped you? I mean, I've got my own personal experience, April, and so forth, but share a little more about how it's helped you.
Okay, April, did you want to read the question that the audience left first?
Yeah, I was just going to. So Shay says, in my anatomy and physiology class, that is exactly how it is explained. They diagnose fibromyalgia. They rule out every autoimmune system or autoimmune and symptom-related diseases. Then once all that is negative, they say it has to be fibromyalgia.
Wow.
Which is what I've heard as well. I have a couple of friends that have this as well. You're not exaggerating. I mean, my girlfriend says her fingernail tips hurt. I mean, that is a thing. And I've been telling her though, she hasn't even gone down the CBD aisle yet. And I'm like, girl, you don't know until you know. And I promise I'll change your life. Because what you just said and you're about to say, you're going to take the mic here in a second and tell us how it's actually directly changed you and your disorder. I mean, you've got to explain that, because this is an exact podcast I'm going to share with her, because this is something she's been having an issue with. But yeah. So yeah, tell us how it's helped you.
So the comment that was left in a private chat. So if you want to be on the regular comments, you have to put in the regular comments. So anytime y'all make comments, it has to be for the public to see. If not, only I see them. Just FYI. Right. So it has to be under for YouTubers and Facebook, it has to go under comments if y'all want everybody to see it. All right. So, you said how it changed my life. So I used to do gummies and coffee. That was my thing for years, and it worked just fine. And then you know how when things start working, you kind of slack off. And so I started doing the gummies, and then I was just doing my coffee, living my best life, doing my little videos. And then my grandmother passed, and I shouldn't even brought that up. And then when you have trauma in your life, guys, trauma triggers fibromyalgia. It also triggers, I have seizures. And so it was like a roller coaster. And so I could never really bounce back. I could never get everything back. And so so now I added, I found a company that has like these drops. And so I do drops now, I do the gummies now, and I do coffee. So that's what I do. Now, everybody is different. Everybody may not need so many products, but y'all also have to understand I have multi-disorders. I have gastroparesis, which means I have a stomach issue. I have fibromyalgia. I have seizures. Like, you know what? If you can I'm pretty sure I got some more stuff. If you just like, let me pull this out the box. Let me pull this out the box. And so I have a lot of things going on. And so I take those. That's what I personally take. Why? Because I just want to live like everybody else.
Right.
I just want to be able to get up every day and live my best life. Without CBD and without hemp, I was unable to do that.
Yeah.
I was always in pain. I was always crying. And I want to say one thing, and another thing I'm really passionate about. You are depressed. And you are depressed when you're in pain every day. If you really care about somebody thinking about committing suicide, I want y'all to think about all the disorders out there. And you think about the pain that they in every day. It's very depressing.
Yeah.
Very depressing.
Every
and
day.
I just want to throw that out there. Quit judging people when they have disorders. read about them, learn about them, and find out ways to help your family and your friends without being
Yeah.
judgmental.
Yeah,
I
because
felt that in my spirit.
it's more widespread than people think.
Oh, so widespread.
Mhm.
And that's a major thing it's helped with me. I took it for one thing and it went down the line and it just took away the things I didn't even know I was trying to get taken away in a good way.
Right.
Yeah, just
Like
like you said.
headaches. Like you didn't realize, like, you know what? I don't even have headaches no more. Okay.
No, that's why I started taking it.
Well,
But
that's why. That's why you took yours.
I didn't realize it was going to help with my scoliosis pain, and I didn't realize it was going to help with my anxiety. And then all of a sudden, my ADHD, and I'm thinking clearly, and now I'm not sad anymore. And I'm like,
You're like, wait a minute.
It just kept going, and I'm like, I am my best me right now, and I'm just running at my goals and dreams like they're on fire because I can think. So it's just,
it all aligns with my passion. It just all aligns. When you do things that aligns with your passion, it just makes sense.
yes. And I'm a big advocate on wanting to help other people, and so I'm there with you. I agree. So, but we can talk about this all day with us.
Exactly. Shay, you have any questions for us? You gonna drop us some nuggets over here, Shay? What you got? And so, guys, if you are on YouTube or if you watch the replay, if you are educated in the CBD or in hemp, please let us know, because we would definitely love to have you on the show. We would definitely love to talk to you about your own personal experience, or come on and educate us about some stuff, because we don't know everything, but everything that we do know, we want to give you everything we know, because we know for a fact, if we educate you, we can save some lives.
Absolutely.
You have a question? Okay, drop the question. So she has a question, so she's gonna type the question in.
And we're all learning together,
Yeah,
exactly.
As the legalization comprehension spreads across America for, not that we're pushing marijuana, but for marijuana as well as hemp, we are all learning together to help other people sift through, what can be the most beneficial thing for them, CBD and hemp products.
Right.
I know the answer to that. Anybody else know the answer? I found out I just recently found out this answer.
I actually
can say that even with a small amount of THC, some people have not have tested negative.
Right.
Now I don't know if that's the quality of the product or how quickly it's absorbed into your system and so forth. Because I do know that, like with the oil, the first oil that I ever used was very expensive. It was like quadruple is 4. What would be 5? It was 5 times filtered and all this kind of stuff.
Cinco.
But people were telling me, I had a drug test and it didn't show up. Now that was with us taking the 500 milligram. Now I don't know. 750 or 1,000 milligrams, that could be a different story. But from my personal experience with my friends and business partners and associates from that actually work jobs where they get tested, I've been told that it has not shown up using the 500 milligram. But do your own research. But you can also take the CBD drops that have no THC at all. So
yeah, the broad spectrum. So the question was, does the gummies show on a urine drug test?
Okay, so I got the answer to this too.
Okay.
So the answer is drum roll. So if the gummies say no my husband work at TCH, so I always say that. So no THC. No THC. So if it says no THC, right, you can still test positive for cannabis, because cannabis is what's inside the gummies. Now is cannabis weed? Absolutely not. Is cannabis, did I say it right? Yeah. Is cannabis illegal? Absolutely no.
Because that's what hemp is. Because that's what hemp is made of, I believe.
Wait, let me start over, because I probably tore that up. Let me start over. So, okay. See, I'll be tearing up.
But you might not even get tested for that too. That's kind of like
cannabis it's very, most people do not test for cannabis. So let's start over.
Right.
But if for some reason your job tests for cannabis, yes, your cannabis will show up, because every product that most people sell, all of them is going to test positive for cannabis.
Because cannabis is hemp.
Because cannabis is hemp. Cannabis is CBD.
Right.
Everything contains cannabis.
Even
That's
when
one.
the extract is extracted out of it.
Exactly. Period. What? Where I work is
Well,
shut the front door.
So
okay.
you would
So
be
where you
better
work-
off. You would be better off with a broad spectrum oil.
Broad spectrum still gonna test. It's still
For
gonna
cannabis.
say.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
You're right.
Hold up. No. That means, so let me start over. That means her job is smart as hockey sticks. And I mean, her job is saying no to anything that has CBD in it, period.
But it doesn't make sense to me why.
And it doesn't.
Yeah,
it
it doesn't. But
it doesn't.
I wonder if she works at a place that has been around for hundreds
she's
of
an
years,
RN.
or
We're not gonna say what she works at.
RN, of course, in the medical industry, that makes sense.
Yeah, she's in the medical field, so I can see that. So the answer is, you absolutely cannot use any CBD product that anybody sells. It doesn't matter. Cannabis is in every CBD product, period.
That makes my heart hurt.
She said my heart hurt.
But what's the likelihood of them testing you? And
the reason why I'm going so hard, and the reason why we have to push CBD and hemp oils, is because, like she was just saying, like she posted in the comments, it's not fair where you work at that they don't allow you to do CBD or hemp oils that does not contain THC in it. Did I say it right? No, THC in it.
THC. But they'll give you a pill.
I don't think it's fair.
With some side effects.
Huh? But exactly. But you'll give me opioids, which people overdose on all the time. You'll give me anxiety pills, which cause people to kill themselves.
Right.
Google it. These are facts.
Yeah, when they get off of them, it makes their anxiety worse than when it started.
I almost killed myself. Seriously, I almost committed suicide on depression pills.
Yeah, because the symptom is, one of the side effects is suicide. It makes no sense.
One of the side effects of depression pills is suicide. And I'm not telling you this because I'm trying to get sympathy. I don't need no sympathy from nobody, baby, because I ain't race your pants, baby. God saved my life. Yeah. I think what we don't understand is I tell my story to save your life.
Yeah.
I have in this podcast because there's somebody out there who taking depression pills. Like, I'm on the depression pills, but I be thinking about taking a bottle every day. Baby, it's real.
It's a better way. It's a safer way.
Depression pills is not for everybody. And that's why I'm doing Hip is Hope. We're so busy pushing these prescription pills on people. It's crazy to me. And it's sad that if you're in the medical field in certain fields, that they don't allow you to use cannabis. And there's no offense to church people, because that's what I do. I'm into the Lord. But they be my first people be like, oh, you doing some cannabis? Oh, you on the marijuana tree? And I'm like, go to the Lord and go pray for you. Talk about me. Ye who without sin. Right?
Listen, Jesus grew that.
If you really want to get kind of spiritual, scriptural, go to Genesis, and the word said, and I give you the herb yielding seed. Hello.
Just saying. Mic drop.
I've never read that scripture. Don't be giving me no good tea now. I got some new tea.
I'm gonna bring I'm gonna bring the green tea.
So let me tell you, first off, I don't do anything without consulting God first. Okay. Right. So before anybody, because I've had a few people who kind of came to me kind of sidebar, and I was like, if you don't think that it's the right thing to do, why don't you go pray about it and then tell me what God say? Because what I do is I have to be patched down after 6 hours on my feet. That's
probably from inflammation. And see, like with my story, man, Rachel, no, I think I told April. April's on there too.
I was gonna say, let Will tell his story real quick, and then we
for
gotta
sure.
go.
I'm the guy who asked my wife to get me a 500 milligram tincture of CBD oil for Father's Day. Straight up.
Right.
Just part of my story I'll share real quick because we're over our 30 minutes. But
Yeah.
I have a moving company called Made Moves 007. And, we do local moves, but sometimes those little local moves are big moves, 8, 12-hour days. And I would wake up very, very stiff. So, rewind. I tried the CBD oil with my son, who's 13. He was probably about 10 and a half, 11 at the time. Tried it with him. I hesitated because it was so expensive, but I got it because the company I bought it from, I actually have been to met the president of the company and the owners, and been to the headquarters and all that. So I trusted the company, and I went ahead and bought it, tried it, but I started to notice that on the mornings after I had a big move, I got out of bed moving faster. And I was moving so slow getting out of the bed in the mornings after those big moves. It was an obvious, result. It was like, whoa, I'm in the bathroom already. And I just, my alarm just went off. I just got out of bed. And I was like, wow. Only thing I was doing, I was taking that droplet at night, sleeping on it. And so that's great. It's just great. I'm done, but it works for me. That's all I can say.
That's great. That's amazing. We love that. We love that story.
Guys, I'm just gonna say this. So next week's topic is gonna be ADHD. You can say it, April.
Oh no, yeah. I just think that we should focus on that topic a little bit more in depth because adults with ADHD, they don't really talk about it or even know they have it. ADHD also ties in with anxiety and depression. So I think it would be really good to dive deep into that a little bit. I'm sure we all suffer from a little bit of that, right? So maybe we can educate people a little further on that too.
Right. So Jacqueline, you see the question, Will?
So what oil was that you were taking? I was taking the CBD oil, 500 milligram in the droplet tincture. I think I want to mess it up, but I was taking the one with no THC. So not
broad spectrum.
We're not naming a particular company on this show. You can inbox us for that, but the broad spectrum with no THC, 500 milligrams is all I've ever taken. I've never ever went to 750. I've had military veterans friends tell me, "Oh, you got to go 750."
I take the 1500.
I might jump up to 752 actually.
April, you say you do the 750?
No, I take 500, but I'm thinking about jumping up.
Okay, but how many drops do you take, Will, a day? I would just do one drop. For one, the bottle that I'll get the most frequent is $110 for one bottle.
Yeah.
So you're not wanting to be just doing it like you brush your teeth 3 times a day.
Right.
If you have to do that, you got a serious issue. Right. And unfortunately, you with your job, I was gonna say, hey, you could take a 1,500 milligram or whatever, but that's such a catch-22.
No, that's a different person. That was Shay that said that earlier.
Oh, that's Jacqueline.
No, this is Jacqueline.
Okay, but yeah, 500 milligram, no THC, broad spectrum, is what I will consistently take. And recently, I've done some gummies, but that's just through the day, something real quick. You can get up in the morning, I can head out, pop a gummy, keep it moving.
I'm so glad that she asked that question because yes, it helps with pain, Jacqueline.
Because information is what
that you only take once a day. I do 2 cups of coffee.
I do a couple.
I do my CBD drops, and I occasionally do. Now I only do my gummies. Like I call my gummies my pre. It's so funny. I call these my pre-stressors So if I know I'm about to go somewhere or I'm about to do something and I feel like I'm about to be either one, stressed out, or two, about to overwork my body, I'd be like, I keep my gummies in my purse. But I do 2 copies and I do the drops. I do a drop every day. So you just do the drop, that's it? I think that's great.
I think
I-
that's great too, but I'm
I'm
thinking
doing
about getting some
5
gummies
copies
for
and
my purse.
I'm going to get some more gummies because I'm out of gummies right now. But I started
okay,
to give them
so you
to.
do gummies then. So you do
I
the drops and
recently
gummies?
started doing some of the gummies, but I mean the gummies. I'm using the same gummies you got, which they only have like what 25 milligrams,
Sorry.
so it's not even a whole lot in it. But I'll give them to my employees, some of them, and especially if we're going on a big job that the other
Oh,
day
y'all gonna be chilling today.
we was working with some antiques, you know. So this lady was really over her antiques, and I was trying to tell her, look, you know, your energy is going to transfer to the workers, and you're trying to keep people from breaking things. But so anyway, I let some of my employees have some of my gummies because I want them to be chill,
Cool, calm, and collected.
How long do y'all think it takes for y'all gummies to kick in for y'all?
So I have a guy, Deshaun Lee. I can call his name because it's 100% true story. And he probably wouldn't care if I shared it. So we're driving to that actually particular job with the all these antiques that have to come downstairs, right? So I had just got my brand new bag of gummies, and I got the assorted flavors.
I'm scared.
Right. So I'm like trying one, and I got a really big guy that was working with me that day. Let him try one. And I give pass it back to the back of the SUV to Deshaun, and he reaches in, boom, boom. He gets 2. And I think he asked me how much to take, and or can I take 2? And I was just like, yeah, man, that's cool. So when we
I mean,
parked,
it's only 25, so I guess you could take 2.
but when we parked the truck and got out, I mean, we probably wasn't even on the job in 5 minutes, and he was like, man, he was like, I think them things made me sleepy. But I was like, what? Yeah, it's only 25 milligrams. He was like, well, I did stay up all night from working, but he was like, I think I'm feeling them. So, you know, according to him,
because you can't really feel anything. You don't feel anything. You just feel better, but the sleepiness is a symptom.
Bump you down from wherever you were. It just kind of
right. And I think that
not even for me.
More a sense of well-being. I'm saying think for them because I can only speak from my personal experience with, you know, better relaxation, better well-being, less anxiety, less inflammation, which equates to pain in the morning, in the joints, in the shoulders. So I feel like, hey, other people are going to have very similar results.
Exactly.
And so you would say it takes 30 minutes for it to kick in?
At the most, I mean, just based on the experience we've currently had with the gummies, which has been limited because, you know, we were just introduced to some gummies. So, but yeah, I do recommend go ahead and try it for anybody that's listening and watching, though, because, you know, if you're taking prescription medication, what happens is you go to the doctor with one issue, they give you your bottle of pills, and then you go 3 months later and with another issue, they're going to give you a bottle of pills. Now you're getting used to popping these 2 pills, pop, pop, pop. But then as you age, you go to the doctor with another problem. They're almost 100% of the time is going to find something in their little bag of tricks to say, hey, you know, you might want to try this mamaka pupula mandana and Mucilin this and propylene this and that. And now you got 3 pills you're popping and you don't even realize it. Now, in America, honestly, let's be honest with ourselves. Let's be transparent just for 10 seconds. If you go look in most people over 50 cabinet in the bathroom, in the older houses, people keep their medicine in the bathroom because of the way the bathroom is built. In the newer houses, a lot of people keep their medicine in the kitchen and one of their little secret stash cabinets up top. But if you open that thing up, you're going to see the damn pharmacy.
Mm-hmm. And you're going to see all the
You
side
just
effects they
stop.
cause too.
Stop and
Give me
look at
fine
that
line.
pharmacy for 5 seconds. Just look. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just you'll count 10, 15 bottles just like that. Like, what is that stuff doing to their liver? What is it doing to their kidneys? What is it doing to the lining of their stomach?
Yeah.
Because I read a study that said over 99% of pharmacy pills have negative side effects.
Yeah.
So that's basically
I think
anything
all
they
of them
give
do.
you is going to have a negative side effect.
It's going to help this, but it's going to hurt this.
Right.
And
Some
we're going to
people
give
say,
you another
oh,
pill
yes.
for this and give you another
Hold on real
problem for
quick.
this.
So if we have multi questions real quick, but I want to ask April real quick. How fast do you feel like you can feel it, April?
I can feel mine almost, I swear I can feel mine almost instantly, and it lasts me all day. Now, are there days that are rougher than others where I might want another dose? Yeah, that's on my own feelings, but I don't feel like it wears off. I think it's something that you take on a daily basis that stays within you, and you water it every day so you stay kind of coasted. It's not something that you take, today to feel for a headache and then tomorrow you don't take it. It's an everyday dose like your vitamin. And I feel like for me, the oil was a better route because I could choose my dosage. So I started very low, like a little drop that would be like non noticeable. And I worked my way up to a little bit more in the dropper. So I controlled it. And then I could control a bad migraine day with a little bit more and a normal day with just a regular drop to maintain the well-being feeling of an overall like stabilized situation in a long-term basis.
Thank you.
Shay has a question. Is it weight based, or have you noticed those smaller or larger may need more or less? I would say,
I don't know that it's weight based.
that's a challenge. Yeah, you're gonna have to try it. I heard a medical professional say once, just start with the lower milligram and just work your way up and see how you feel. Because if you start with
I think it's more of tolerance.
Yeah, I don't know that it's a weight based because it's the way the cannabinoid system works. It works with your receptors. It's not working with your fat tissues and stuff. Like some pills have to break down through your stomach and some things store into your fat. And it's not like that. It's more of first off, it's instant because it's under your tongue. And second of all, I think it's what your body can handle. I know some of bigger women who take less than me and I take more than them, but I don't have a high tolerance for things. So it's not about what, it's just kind of what your body is missing in that cannabinoid system. If you have a strong cannabinoid system, you might only need a drop. If you got a lot of deplenishments in there from, some abuse to your body in your 20s, you might need a full dose, a full dropper.
I think that's probably the better way to explain it, because you have trillions of cells in your body. So I like to use this example. Break down $1 million, depending on 49, 50, 51, 52 weeks, whatever, it's an average of about $19,000 to $22,000 per week. That's only $1 million.
Right.
Then you go up to $1 billion. Then you go up to trillion. So that's an astronomical, esoteric type, exponential type of number. But you have that many cells in your body. So like April was saying, if you got a couple 100 million cells that's depleted and they're like on their last leg with their canes and they're like, dang it, is this food ever gonna get me what I need?
Right.
And see, that's really kind of how the body works, because we're like a living computer.
Right.
And every cell in our body is like a macro, mini, tiny computer. And if it gets a virus or lacks something, gets attacked by something, now it needs to be built back up. Now multiply that by millions and billions. And you can understand why, like April saying, you might just need a little bit, you might need a lot, but it depends on your level of depletion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Jacqueline. So I sent Jacqueline copy. So Jacqueline's going to try our copy.
Oh, awesome.
Our copy is me and April. We do our copy every morning.
Yeah.
April, we would testify how awesome that copy has helped us with our Zing. Is it Zen? Zen.
You're zen. Yeah, you're zen. It's
Zen.
also chaga mushrooms in it, so that's really big with inflammation as well, and brain support. So
Brain support, inflammation, pain, all that.
yeah.
Jacqueline, you'll be very happy with the copy when you get it. So I can't wait to ship it back out. We're not going to discuss it on live what happened to your
Right.
first copy. But I'm gonna reship you another set tomorrow. I will send you a link for the oils so you can see what flavor you want. And like Will and April was saying, you can pick between the 500, 15, whatever you like. But we'll talk about that off air. Shay, you need to stay away from everything we talked about because your job does cannabis.
Nursing job.
And they actually cannabis shows up in everything that we do. I learned that because I did the research for another client. But yes, guys, all we want to do is educate. If you have any questions, and I want to say this real quick. If I say anything on this show that's wrong, please comment, inbox me, because we will definitely fix it. If April or Will say anything that's wrong, not something that you think is wrong, let me fix that, because don't come in my inbox with no stuff that you think
Bring
is wrong.
some facts with you.
Yes, but if it's facts-based and we're wrong, we definitely do not want to spread anything that's wrong.
Because I researched
want to spread everything that we talked about to our best knowledge has been researched and tested. Yes. Or it's our personal experience.
Right.
When I tell
not
y'all
replacing
my
your
personal,
doctor. Right. So we're not trying to replace nobody's doctor. We're just trying to give you
not trying to replace anybody's doctor. I'm telling you from experience. When I started using CBD oils and hemp oils, because I almost killed myself using antidepressants. Okay, because they made me depressed. Okay, so I am an advocate because I just want to save as many lives as I can. Will tell you, if you go back and watch the show, his son has Asperger's, saved the best thing in their life. His muscle pain saved his life. April was having migraines after migraines after migraines, saved her life. Go back and listen to the episodes. Y'all will be amazed at how our lives have changed because of hemp oils and CBD. But we're way over our time. We never wanted to be too long because we really want y'all to watch the episode. We will see y'all next Tuesday at the same place, same location, educating you guys. And thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all so much for y'all questions. If you can think of any other questions, please send them to us. And you know what? Please share. Yeah, we're really trying to get the word out. Word out. Until next time, guys, subscribe and share.
Thank you guys for watching. Hemp is hope, not dope. Tune in next week, where we're going to be talking about ADHD.
We don't have no music.